Imo residents, however, commended the state governor for the reconstructed Okanya, Omogoro, Mbaraja and Mwoba road that was commissioned on Thursday. They said the reconstructed road will bring development to the area.
So happy that at the end of the day we have a good road, because I knew when I newly parked in here the road was so bad. I was even thinking of going back to town, but my husband said no, just wait. That's because I know that there'll be a time when this road will be fine. And today our honorable governor Fubara Sip have done it for us. We are so happy, we are so delighted. And we know that in time comes, God will continue to bless him more and more in Jesus' name. We are so excited that Sim did this road for us. In fact, Star Height, we are very, very happy. And our prayer will reach him, we work for him.
We help this community to grow. Even with the help of this road now that he has done, I think development will come into this community very well as from January.
Now, earlier, Governor Fubara assured that effort would be made to immediately rehabilitate community schools and hospitals in the areas. The governor said this during the commissioning of the reconstructed Okanya, Omogoro, Mbaraja and Mwoba roads on Thursday. Now, he also said the interest of the people remain a top priority in his administration.
Government is about the people. Government is knowing, understanding, and seeing what you can do to make life easy for your people. I want to say that a few things were mentioned here. The issue of the school and the issue of the hospital. I feel very, very bad because I know when you mentioned it that day, I immediately directed the Commissioner for Special Duty to act on it. And whatever it is, I assure you, we will look into that matter immediately. What we will continue to do is to make sure that the problem, the interests of our are topmost in our list.
This thing to the care of the people. I respond. I want to thank you for
that. Labeled as enemies. Labeled as enemies, adding that the council project, not based on performance but on petty political squabbles, is a dangerous precedent and executive impunity at its worst. He also criticized Governor Fubara's dismissal of a road constructed in Omoma local government area, questioning why the governor will belittle an essential infrastructure that connects farmers to market. He further criticized the governor for not respecting his predecessor, Nyesom Wike, and the project he did during his administration. He further urged the governor to, instead of sidelining past allies, aspire to unite the state by fostering collaboration and learning from the experiences of those who came before him. In another development, FCT Minister Nyesom Wike has defended the demolition of properties in the FCT, saying he won't be swayed by blackmail. The minister said this during the distribution of operational vehicles to security agencies at the FCTA Secretariat in Abuja on Thursday.
Particularly as regards this Abuja, there are so many land grabbers. Some of us have come to put our feet down. Let heaven fall. It is even better that heaven comes down now, so that we will not be fasting again to go to heaven. We will stop anybody who thinks that he can take government land for whatever without formal approval. We will not be a television talker. What is wrong is wrong. No amount of blackmail can stop us.
The FCT minister.
That will happen will happen. Don't come and be praising me. I'm doing breach. I'm doing this. With what? So if you know whether you are seated here, go and check your records. If you have not paid, I will give you time to pay. When once the time expires, forget it. I will revoke it and allocate to those who will pay.
Now, this followed allegations by a social media critic popularly known as Very Dark Man that the FCT minister had revoked the land titles to the estate of the family of a late Colonel Paul Osabamwan Obebo and issued the same to Saravera Nigeria Limited and the minority leader and member of the House of Representatives representing Obiabo constituency, Kingsley Chinda. Earlier, during plenary on Thursday, the Senate directed that structures marked for demolition in the FCT that are not ordered by the court should not be tampered with until its committee meets with the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike. They also asked the committee to invite the FCT Minister to explain the reasons behind the demolitions. In the meantime, a non-governmental organization, Initiative for Transparent Strategy and Good Leadership, has asked the Rivers State government to immediately revoke land in GRA given to a judge of the Federal High Court in Abuja by the immediate past administration. The organization, in a media briefing in Port Harcourt, also called on the National Judicial Council (NJC) to begin an investigation into judges who receive gifts on personal grounds, saying it is against the rules of professional conduct for judges. The President General of the group, Chizi Enyi, who read out the position of the group, recounted some of the judgment delivered by the judge, including a 2019 judgment against APC and the recent judgment in a case between the Rivers State government and 26 lawmakers led by Martin Amihule. Mr. Enyi further cited a section of the law that directs that any land revoked should be used for public purposes. He also called on the authorities of the Federal High Court to henceforth stop assigning matters relating to the Rivers State government to some judges.
We are a group. We are not biased. We are not concerned about what politics is being played and how it's being played. But our interest is for the people to know that certain political matters that requires development in the state may not be given the required attention if being given to judges that are biased. Hence this press conference.
Now, still to come, INEC proposes phase out of PVCs. Stay with us.
GDI, we can GDI.
You're welcome back. Now, some prospective tenants in Port Harcourt are calling on the Rivers State government to regulate the activities of landlords and property agents in the state to curb their excesses. Speaking to a correspondent, they raised concerns over the high demands by landlords and agents who often require tenants to pay up to 2 years' rent in advance before securing accommodation. Some of the areas they mentioned include Woji, Stadium Road, Rumi Bikwe, Peter Odeli, Rumomasi, Ada George, among others.
They are asking for 2 years plus charges. Everything is getting up to 5-something million. So you eventually see a house that they are willing to take 1 year. Then at this point, it's by law. I've been house hunting for 3-4 months. Everybody is telling me 2 years. I don't have money to pay for 2 years. They even do this because most of these Yahoo boys, they pay for this house is 2 years. They eventually don't stake for the 2 years. It's a win-win for the landlord, it's a win-win for the agent. But you have young people like me who are genuinely trying to make a living. We would not see that money easily like that to pick.
I even learned that it's the agent that tell the landlord to collect 2 years payment so that their agent's fee is going to be double.
Who are the people responsible for regulating the exorbitant amounts we pay for rent?
A lawyer, Levin Jamala, also spoke on this.
Agents have now moved outside the provisions of the law to impose higher percentage on the parties. If I ask you, for an example, to look for a 2-bedroom apartment for me, and after everything, every money or the payment amounts to 1 million, the law requires that I pay 5% of that 1 million to the agent that I engaged, and the other 5% should be paid by the landlord. But we live in a society where enforcement of our rights seem to be the last option for most of us.
Meanwhile, the chairman of the Nigerian Institution of Surveyors, Rivers State Chapter, Baridi Lebara, has raised concerns over attacks on surveyors while carrying out their duties in some communities across the state. Speaking during the institution's 2024 end-of-year event at its secretariat in Port Harcourt, Mr. Lebara clarified that surveyors are professionals engaged to survey land for proper documentation and are not land grabbers. He urged the public to direct any grievances to individuals claiming ownership of disputed land instead of venting their anger on surveyors performing their legitimate duties.
One of our members was macheted in the chair, and he was inflicted on very grievous machete wounds. The general public should not misplace their anger to the surveyor. If they have any grievances, if they have any problems, take your anger to the man who brought the surveyor, not the surveyor, because it's the man who's claiming ownership. If the surveyor is just doing the services for him, a surveyor is not coming to take land from anybody. He was hired to come and define a particular boundary of a parcel of land, take information and make a plan for proper documentation and titling.
Correspondent Mekotoka reports that Mr. Lebara also said that in the coming year, the institution will take steps to eliminate unqualified surveyors by ensuring that all registered surveyors use customized papers for producing survey plans.
2025 is a very promising year because we are already putting up some measures in place to ensure that our members practice ethically, so that as much as possible we eliminate those who are not professionals practicing surveying in the state. One of the measures we want to put in place is the issue of customized paper, which we have already perfected, and we believe by the grace of God by 1st of January it should start to be used.
Away from that, the Emoha Legislative Assembly has screened and confirmed the supervisor nominees sent to the House of the Executive Chairman of the Emoha Local Government Area, David Omereji. The House also confirmed the appointment of 5 special advisors. Speaking shortly after the screening, the Deputy Leader of the Emoha Legislative Assembly, Bright Elechi, who presided over the plenary, charged supervisor designate to ensure quality service delivery in their respective offices.
I've only heard the correspondence by the government chairman, Honorable David Omereji, that we should screen and confirm Honorable Samuel Ohaka, Honorable Evans Waleru, Chikudi Ojims, Okedi Angus, and Chile Kesley. He's the Vice Councillor of Emoha Local Government Council. After duly examined, screening, and confirmed the nominations from the local government chairman, I hereby confirm these nominations to serve as Supervisory Councillor of Emoha Local Government Council.
Mr. Lechiwa thanking the chairman for bringing capable hands from the local government area into his administration, urged them to work in line with the vision and mission of the current administration. Our correspondent reports that the 5 supervisor nominees screened include Samuel Ohaka, Evans Woleru, Chikodi Ojims, Angus Onowa Okedi, and Chile Kingsley, while the 5 special advisors include Peter Amadi, Stephen Achinike, Okechukwu Ndebo Ale, Meldord Osinachi, and Ogadima Agwase. Elsewhere, the councillor representing Port Harcourt City Local Government, Ward 1, Henry Ajikere, has donated learning desks and sick bay consumables to students of Model Junior Secondary School, GRA. Ms. Ajikere, during the handover ceremony on Thursday, said he was motivated to support the effort of Governor Fubara and the Mayor of Port Harcourt in the education sector.
What inspired me to do this is, let me just say, this is me, it's passion, yes, and I have love for education, and when I was informed that they have issues concerning the learning environment, I had to come here on my own to see for myself, and to be very honest, it's not as if I have too much. I had to post it on my status, and some good friends of mine came together and supported me with my own little funds, and we had to do this thing. It's not as if I want any recognition, but for the joy of the children and for them to have a good learning whenever the teacher is teaching, that is why I did it. This is just the first thing I've done, and I'm very sure that the governor of the state is aware, the chairman of the local government is aware, and I know that they are going to swing into action.
Also speaking, a political leader in Port Harcourt City Local Government area, Ike Chichinda, lauded the councillor for his gesture, urging others to emulate.
Carry our people in mind. What the Henry Ajikeru has done today, he might even carry this money and put in his pocket. But he said, I will do this thing to my people. God will bless you. Because if you are representing people who have seen that you represent Ward 1 very well, and you grow, you go more than councillor. By special grace of God, you go higher. What you have done today, God will bless you. Because if he didn't carry the school of your community in mind, he won't do this. It's not only you. I know that they have not given you even constituency project. They have not given you, if I'm not mistaken, just take 1 month salary. Nothing. But you do this thing, God will bless you. Amen. God will continue to bless you. And to the school, please use this chair very well. And the drugs and other things, please use.
On the spot, the school principal Origoni Kale expressed gratitude, assured that it was presented by representatives of the Red Cross Action People's Party and supporters of Mr. Ajikere. In other news, the Independent National Electoral Commission has proposed sweeping reforms to improve the country's electoral system, following lessons learned from the 2023 general elections and subsequent off-cycle polls. Among the reforms being proposed are diaspora voting and phasing out the use of the permanent voter card during elections. The INEC chairman Mahmoud Yakubu disclosed these on Thursday in Abuja during a meeting with resident electoral commissioners. He said INEC would soon present these proposals and more to the relevant committees in the Senate and House of Representatives. Professor Yakubu also explained that these recommendations were captured in a 524-page review report.
Stay with us.
In a 524-page review report on the 2023 general elections. We're going on a short commercial break.
We, the entire
Saying the head of NATO, Mark Rutte, says it is time to shift to a wartime mindset, as he warned the military alliance's members were not spending enough to prepare for the threat of a future conflict with Russia. On the news this morning, you heard Governor Fubara has reiterated that his administration's top priority is Rivers people. FCT Minister Nyesom Wike has denied land-grabbing claims amid demolitions. On the foreign scene, you heard NATO chief is calling for wartime mindset over Russia threat. The news was edited by Chioma Ezenwafo. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Moyele. Many thanks for listening.
Hooray!